The grease beneath Jameson's fingernails had become permanent, a badge of honor from 15 years working the docking bays of Nexus Station. He wiped his hands on an oil-stained rag, watching the Valoran diplomatic cruiser settle onto Platform 7 with the grace of a bird made of platinum and arrogance. Riley stood beside him, her own coveralls barely cleaner than his. "Another royal pain in the ass incoming," she muttered, adjusting her tool belt. Jameson smiled faintly. "Just another day in paradise." The airlock hissed open, and Princess Zara of the Valoran Consortium emerged like a vision from a fever dream, skin shimmering with bioluminescent patterns, robes that cost more than the entire maintenance crew's annual salary. Behind her, an entourage of advisors and guards filed out, their noses already wrinkling at the functional, unglamorous atmosphere of the human-operated station. "This is where the humans work." Princess Zara's voice carried the musical lilt of her species, but the words dripped with disdain. "I had heard they were primitive, but this is worse than expected." One of her advisors, a tall Valoran named Kell, gestured toward Jameson and Riley. "These are the station mechanics, Your Highness. They will be servicing your vessel during the summit." The princess's eyes, 3 of them arranged in an elegant triangle on her face, fixed on Jameson. She laughed, a sound like wind chimes being thrown downstairs. "That creature covered in filth. You expect me to trust my ship to such a specimen?" Jameson kept his expression neutral. Riley's jaw tightened, but she said nothing. "Perhaps," Princess Zara continued, circling them like a predator examining prey, "the rumors are true. Humans are only good for manual labor. No culture, no refinement, no real contribution to galactic society. Just grease monkeys playing with technology they barely understand." Her entourage tittered appreciatively. "Your ship needs a quantum manifold realignment," Jameson said quietly. "Port thruster 3 is misaligned by 0.03 degrees. You'll lose efficiency by 15% on your return journey." The princess's advisor blinked. "How could you possibly?" 17 years of experience," Jameson said. "I can hear it in the engine signature." Princess Zara waved a dismissive hand. "How charmingly confident for someone who smells of industrial lubricant. Tell me, mechanic, do you even know who I am?" "Yes, ma'am," Jameson replied. "You're Princess Zara, chief negotiator for the Valoran Consortium. You're here to finalize the 3 billion credit infrastructure alliance with the Terran Coalition. At least it has basic awareness," she said to her entourage. "Though I wonder if humans truly deserve such an alliance. 3 billion credits could be better spent on species with actual potential." Riley stepped forward, anger flashing in her eyes, but Jameson touched her arm gently. "It's fine," he whispered. For the next 2 hours, they worked on the princess's ship while her entourage made increasingly cutting remarks. Jameson absorbed each insult without reaction, his hands moving with practiced precision through the vessel systems. Riley followed his lead, though her knuckles were white on her wrench. "Imagine," one advisor said loudly, "trusting something as important as a quantum drive to a species that still uses combustion engines on their home world. They probably learned mechanics by accident," another laughed. "Trial and error, like children with blocks." Princess Zara herself delivered the final cut as they completed the work. "I suppose I should thank you, mechanic, but gratitude seems wasted on those who cannot appreciate its value. Here." She flicked a single credit chip at Jameson's feet. "Buy yourself something to wash away the stench of mediocrity." The chip lay on the deck, plating between them. Jameson looked at it for a long moment. Then he straightened, pulled a small data tablet from his pocket, and tapped a sequence. "Computer, access account Sierra November 7742. Authorization code, Jameson. Admiral retired." The air around them shimmered as holographic displays materialized. Riley's eyes went wide. "Voice print confirmed," the station's AI announced. Admiral Jameson Clark, Terran Coalition Naval Command, former Chief of Engineering, Terran Defense Fleet, recipient of the Solar Cross, the Prometheus Medal, and the Order of Terra. Current status: retirement sabbatical, working station maintenance. The color drained from Princess Zara's face, all three of her skin tones shifting toward a sickly pale violet. Computer, Jameson continued, his voice still calm. Access Terran Coalition Infrastructure Initiative File Number 387 Delta. Display Authorization Hierarchy. New holograms appeared showing the complex web of the 3 billion credit alliance. At the top of the authorization chain with final approval authority was a single name: Admiral Jameson Clark, Special Advisor to the Coalition Council. That's impossible. You're a mechanic. I am a mechanic, Jameson agreed. Best damn mechanic in the fleet. But I'm also the man who designed 70% of the Coalition's current infrastructure specifications. The Council asked me to oversee this alliance personally. I thought I'd get a feel for the station's operations from the ground level before the summit. Old habit. Princess Zara's bioluminescent patterns flickered erratically, a sign of extreme distress in Valoran physiology. Admiral Clark, the intelligence briefings never mentioned that I'd be here. No, they wouldn't. I prefer to keep a low profile. Jameson picked up the credit chip from the floor and held it out to her. You dropped this, Your Highness. She didn't take it. Computer, Jameson said, his tone never rising above conversational. Please display the authorization form for Infrastructure Alliance 773, the one requiring my signature for final approval. A holographic contract materialized in the air, 3 billion credits worth of fusion reactors, quantum communication arrays, and terraforming equipment, all awaiting a single signature. 3 billion credits, Jameson mused. You're right, Princess. That could be better spent elsewhere. There are at least 7 other species who've requested similar partnerships. The Calvarians have been particularly respectful in their negotiations. Admiral, please, Kel began. You know what I learned in my years of service? Jameson interrupted, finally meeting Princess Zara's eyes. Character isn't determined by position or title. It's revealed in how you treat people when you think they can't affect your life. The mechanic covered in grease. The janitor cleaning your quarters. The technician who fixes your mistakes. He gestured to Riley, who stood frozen in shock. This primitive human beside me? She has 2 doctorate degrees in quantum engineering and xenotechnology. She's here because she loves the work, not because she couldn't do anything else. We both are. Princess Zara seemed to fold in on herself. Admiral Clark, the Valoran Consortium deeply values this alliance. I spoke rashly without thought. You spoke honestly, Jameson corrected. That's actually valuable. It tells me exactly how the Valoran Consortium views their partners, and that's not a foundation for a 3 billion credit relationship. He tapped his tablet. Computer, flag Alliance 773 for comprehensive review. Suspend authorization pending investigation into cultural compatibility factors. Logged. The AI confirmed. No. Princess Zara's composure shattered completely. The consortium has invested 2 years in these negotiations. Our economy is counting on this partnership. Without those fusion reactors, our outer colonies will. We'll learn the same lesson you're learning right now, Jameson said. That respect isn't optional. It's foundational. He turned to leave, then paused. I'll submit my full report to the Council in 3 days. Whether or not I recommend proceeding with this alliance depends entirely on the conversations we have between now and then. Conversations where you speak to me, to Riley, to every human on this station as equals. Not as primitives, not as specimens, as people who have something valuable to offer. Jameson walked away, Riley hurrying to catch up with him. Behind them, they could hear Princess Zara's frantic whispers to her advisors. The panic in her musical voice. Jameson, Riley whispered. That was the most badass thing I've ever seen. He smiled, pulling his grease-stained rag from his pocket and wiping his hands. She wasn't entirely wrong, you know? I do smell like industrial lubricant. It's the perfume of honest work, Riley grinned. And apparently the smell of 3 billion credits walking away. 3 days later, Princess Zara would deliver a formal apology, not just to Jameson, but to the entire human maintenance crew. She would spend a week working alongside them, learning about human engineering philosophy, and would eventually become one of humanity's strongest advocates in the Galactic Council. But that's another story. This one ends with a grease-stained mechanic teaching a princess that in the vast complexity of the cosmos, the measure of civilization isn't found in bioluminescent skin or platinum ships. It's found in the calluses on working hands and the respect given to those who bear them. Please follow my channel for more videos. One click from you can change my life.